Hello, this is Mr. Wyrick. I'm here to talk to you today about Lesson 11.3, Areas of Circles and Sectors. This is going to be the last lesson before the mid-chapter kind of thing going on, so we'll be looking for that. The lesson, this chapter, is only 5 lessons long, so there's going to be 3, and then the mid-chapter review, the mid-chapter exam, and then we'll do 2 more and take the end of the chapter exam. When I talked in class, I said that there was no mid-chapter. I was wrong. It is there. I just flipped through the pages too fast to see it. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Today we're talking about areas of circles and sectors. You're probably familiar with the area of a circle. It's pi times the radius squared. They have a really good illustration in the book right on the first page of this lesson, which is 798, as to why that is. They've cut the circle into a number of triangles, interlaced those triangles, flattened them out, even though that's not really how they are. They're not really flat. And said, okay, here's the circumference. Here's half the circumference on the top, half the circumference on the bottom. It makes a parallelogram. And then the height would, of course, be the radius. So we take half of that circumference, which would be pi times the diameter, or so half of that would be pi times the radius. And then we multiply that by the height of the radius, so it's pi times the radius squared. It kind of makes sense as an illustration. It's more difficult than trying to do that, but I just accept what the Greek mathematicians told us about pi and what it means. If you're going to find the area of a sector, all you have to do is figure out what this arc is going to be, the arc of that sector out of 360, and the proportion of that is going to be multiplied by the area of the entire circle, so pi r squared. The other way that you can do it, if you know exactly what's going on, like their example on page 799 of the pizza is cut into 8 slices, you don't actually have to say, okay, if we take 360 and divide it by 8, we're going to have 45, and then 45 out of 360 times that. 45 out of 360 is going to be 1/8. So if they tell you that they cut it into 8 slices, if they tell you they cut it into fifths, if they tell you they cut it into 17ths or whatever it is, all you have to do is just divide, unless they're telling you to use more than that. Okay? Pizza in 8 slices, it's going to be pi r squared divided by 8. And really that's all you have to worry about on this one. A sector of a circle, it just means a part of a circle. And it's defined by a radius on each end, so we're going from center. We don't have to worry about those irregular shapes put into the circles yet, if we're going to address that at all on this one, and I don't think we're going to. I think that's something for much later on. So for today, we'll do lessons 8, or we'll do problems 8 through... not a lot on here. We'll say 44. Okay, numbers 8 through 44. You get that finished up, and then if you have questions on this, something about it doesn't make sense, although there's not a lot of information there, but still, if something about it doesn't make sense, you need to talk more in depth about it, be sure to come by during tutorial time or raise your hand during class, and we'll see you then.